Well, folks, there it is, Harley-Davidson's 2024 Road Glide. This is a heavyweight touring style motorcycle from Harley-Davidson Motor Company out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Now, for the 2024 model year, this Road Glide adopts a lot of the very similar features that Harley-Davidson introduced to its 2023 MY Road Glide CVO. That is its premium up-spec heavyweight V-twin powered cruiser, which we operated this past summer. Make sure to read that review. You're going to be able to see and hear a lot of insight that you're probably not going to find anywhere else on the internet about that particular vehicle. Now, look at this 2024 Goldwing. Look at that forward fairing. I love how awesome that thing looks. That thing looks so sick and modern, yet it still pays homage to Harley-Davidson's touring heritage. Look at this engine. This Road Glide's powered by Harley-Davidson's 117 cubic inch 45 degree V-twins, air oil cooled, and benefits now from liquid cylinder head cooling. So this nice radiator tucked up behind the 19-inch front wheel, that powers the liquid cooled cylinder heads. There's no water pump inside the engine. Instead, Harley-Davidson has an auxiliary electronic water pump that pumps cool water into the cylinder heads. That allowed Harley-Davidson to really boost the performance of this engine. This engine's good for 130 pound-feet torque and right around 105 horsepower at the crank, says Harley-Davidson. That liquid cooled in the cylinder heads, it really is designed to cool the exhaust valves. So this engine has 4-valve cylinder heads, and each of the 2 exhaust valves on each cylinder, they need a little bit of extra cooling to make that big power, and that's why this engine has liquid cooled cylinder heads. In addition to the radiator right there, we have this nice overflow, which is this nice vertically mounted cylinder. Very slick, very good looking. Gosh, I love the look of this motorcycle, especially with this LED front end. This thing looks awesome. We didn't get to operate this vehicle at night like we normally do, so we can't comment on the function of the headlights, but I guarantee you they're gonna be awesome. Now, in typical Harley-Davidson fashion, a 6-speed gearbox puts power back to the 18-inch rear wheel via a belt final drive on the left-hand side of the vehicle right there. And of course we have clutch right there. Look at this thing. I love the look of this bike. Look at the saddlebags, how the front of this fairing is integrated with this nice line, this nice stealthy line that extenuates into the 6-gallon fuel tank and then across into these saddlebags. Of course, these saddlebags have a latching mechanism right there, and this is the kind of capacity it offers. Plenty of room to put your stuff, and you can lock them via this lock. Gosh, I love this thing. Look at those contrast cut wheels. Again, 18-inch rear wheel and a 19-inch front. Now, unlike the 2023 Road Glide CVO, this 2024 MY Road Glide has a standard telescopic fork. This is a Showa-sourced component, and it benefits from Showa's dual bending valve technology. We also have non-Brembo labeled, Harley-Davidson labeled Brembo brakes. These are axial mount instead of radial mount. Radial mount brakes just give more rigidity under extreme brake load. So conventional Harley-Davidson purists will probably like this more standard look on this bike. Look at the instrument panel. We have a 12+ inch color TFT display. So we have a nice colored TFT display that we're able to monitor all the settings of the vehicle. I really like that this bike has integrated tire pressure monitoring right there, so you can see the PSI of the tires while you're riding. Look at this display. This display is so awesome, and it's paired with new switchgear. This switchgear and display are adopted straight from the $49,000 Road Glide CVO. This instrumentation package is so cool because it's touchscreen. Look, we can do everything with our fingers. That's crazy. Very few motorcycle manufacturers offer touchscreen compatible displays, and I'm so happy Harley-Davidson did that. The switchgear is also very, very easy to use, and it's got great tactile function, so you can make all your adjustments. I really also like that this motorcycle has a high-end electronics package. Now you can adjust the engine power modes, you can adjust the throttle response, you can adjust the engine braking electronically, and calibrate the ABS for wet or dry riding. Very, very slick. That's all done here in the ride mode settings. There are a variety of ride modes: road, sport, custom, and rain. We were spending a lot of the day in the custom setting, where we were able to customize all of our settings. There's the engine map setting. That's basically power, engine brake, throttle response, traction control. Really slick, really awesome that you're able to customize all of these settings in this Harley-Davidson. Who would ever have thought that a Harley-Davidson would have adjustable throttle response and engine brake control? Good job, Harley-Davidson. That's a nod to the sporting community, and we really like that you integrated some of this high-end electronics into this bike. Another cool feature of this 2024 MY Road Glide is an adjustable brake lever. I know that seems kind of commonplace for most modern motorcycles, but it's nice that Harley-Davidson finally adopted that. That allows you to move the front brake lever in or out based on the size of your hands. We have size medium hands, and we generally like the brake lever a little bit closer to the handlebar. Now you're able to adjust that. Unfortunately, for the clutch, it is fixed, and you cannot adjust the lever position. Now, as usual, this bike doesn't have a traditional mechanical start key. It relies on a key fob, which we can access right here in the pocket. Here is the key fob. The key fob is, I thought it was in here somewhere. I guess I can't find it, but this is the steering lock key. So you need the remote key fob, proximity key fob, to start the vehicle and have it running, and you use the steering lock right here to lock the handlebar so people don't steal your motorcycle. There's nice two little cubby pockets to hide your stuff, and a nice USB-C style charging adapter to charge your stuff. Other creature comforts come with these air deflectors, so you can move more or less air out of the cabin when you're riding, and that just makes for a really nice riding experience. Now, this motorcycle with a full 6 gallons of fuel weighs 806 pounds. 806 pounds. Out of this bike, we have 4.7 inches of front suspension travel and a whopping 3 inches of rear suspension travel. That's 1 more inch than the previous 2023 model year Road Glide. You can also adjust the preload via this shock. You have 100 pound of preload adjustment here, and if that's not enough, you just remove this saddlebag, and then you can have more adjustment right there. Well, folks, that wraps up our official preview of this 2024 MY Road Glide. As usual, make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, thumbs it down if you didn't, because we'd love to hear from the naysayers, and make sure you surf on over to motorcyclistonline.com. That's where all of our written content comes to life. And we'll see you in the next episode, folks. Thanks for riding with us.